and function like God. Because Adam is a perfect example of the being that God wants to as a representative of him. But the little challenge with Adam is that when the will of Adam was tested, Adam could not align to the will of God. So one way or the other, Adam fell. And the failure of Adam in the Garden of Eden was traceable to an attachment that God gave him. Adam never failed alone. He failed because he was attached to someone. So we saw that Adam was in perpetual obedience to God until he met Eve. Until God gave him a wife, there was no need for failure. It then means that when Adam was Adam, he was having the capacity to represent God, to function with God in the Garden of Eden. When a woman was introduced, we saw chaos. We saw all kinds of challenge. The devil now became interested in the affairs of the Garden of Eden. But one of the things I want you to understand is that it was the same God that created Adam in all his sufficiency. Adam was a man that was sufficient by himself. Adam was a nice guy. But God looked upon Adam and realized that even though this guy is a nice guy, he has the capacity to represent me, it is not good for this young man to be alone. But what I want you to understand is that if you trace the word Adam there constitutes both male and female. Unfortunately for you, you won't agree with me. So when Adam was as a man, feel of God, he has the capacity to, in himself, has the ability of both a woman and a man. Unfortunately, like I said, you will agree, but go back and read that scripture I read. Male and female were all embedded into him. So it was out of Adam that God took away a woman. Are you with me now? So a woman was not a supernatural creature. A woman was part of the allotment that was in a man. So normally, according to the order of God, every man can grow to a point where he can carry the capacity to fully represent God. The same thing, every woman has the ability to fully represent God without needing a man. And we can trace it all through time. You can go into scriptures, you can see all kinds of people that represent God without the need of a man. You can go through scripture and see many people that did not marry without a woman and they represent God. Jesus being one. Don't call Apostle Paul, because if I enter into biblical exegesis, you will realize as a Jew he had a wife. But there are many other people that had nothing to do with a woman and they were able to fulfill their call upon the faith. So marriage is not part of how you want to use to fulfill your call. In fact, if you are not in alignment to the purpose of God for your life, marriage will be a problem. Are you with me now? You will be unequally yoked. Why? Because you need to be able to understand the purpose of God for your life, then align it with one that also understands the purpose of God for their lives. And the purpose of God for a believer is nothing. Look like God. One, represent God. Two, that's all. Everybody's purpose is to look like God and to represent God. That's all. God does not want anything from you apart from this. It's a battle in your office, in your job, in your house, and everywhere you find yourself. Even in the marriage, in your relationship. The intention of God is in our business. We look like God and we represent. So that is the prime definition of purpose. During the week, people ask me a lot of questions about. I don't know why people ask me questions, wondering what's their purpose. What do you want? You think your purpose is to be an apostle? No, that has nothing to do with God. It's your ambition. Your purpose has nothing to do with being a billionaire, being a millionaire. Your purpose has nothing to do with the husband, the lady, the one you marry. God don't care about that one. If you decide by yourself that I will not marry to serve God, as a priest, God will bless you the more. Because God's intention is not looking that, hey, ladies are too much, people should go and marry them. So, oh, my age don't pass, I need to marry. That can even take you out of the core definition of what we call purpose. Adam was busy in the Garden of Eden, fellowshipping with God. And God said, Kai, somehow you are too focused on me. But I realize it's not good for you to be alone. And I thought that God will go back and reach out to hollow antiquity to look for something. He's still out of the same person that he says it's not good to be alone. That he took something out of him and make what will be available. I want to submit to you that a man that is not complete in himself has no business with a woman. Everything a lady will become when she's attached to you is an overflow of what you have become in God. Many ladies are confused today because they attach themselves to people that are going nowhere. A man that is confused cannot lead you. If you try to lead him, you'll be in trouble. You were not designed to lead. So every man, according to the divine pattern of God, has to understand his purpose, has to grow to a certain level of maturity, knowing the Lord, then representing God. You may fail in representing God, but don't fail in knowing him. Adam knew God. He might have failed in representing him to his wife. Yet again, the devil came and deceived her for the moment. But Adam knew God. Every man, part of your greatest challenge is not to gather money. Your greatest challenge is not to make a name, is to come to a stature of knowing God. When you know God, every other thing gravitates towards you. That's why we say, ladies, marry a man that has a vision. Vision of what? Vision that he has seen the Lord and he wants to represent the Lord. It doesn't matter the sector. It's not a man that has television, not a man that has car, not a man that has house. These things are temporal. There are things that money cannot buy. It's a heart that is connected to God. How much can you use to buy that one? So from Genesis chapter 1, it is crystal clear that the intention of God is that everybody know him. And including the woman that came out of the belly of Adam, that came out of the ribs of Adam. If you came out of the ribs of Adam, what God demands from Adam, he demands from you. Because a woman is an expression of a man. Yes, according to scripture. A woman is a mirror image of a man. But if God said that it's not good for this man to be alone, was he alone since the woman was inside of him? I bet you Adam was not alone the way you think. Because the last time you check, you will realize that Adam was fellowshipping with God. Adam never had a problem. Adam never came and said, I am lonely. Adam never came and said, there is something I don't have. In fact, he was complete in the garden. But God saw in him that, in as much as man and woman is inside this young man, I need to create a separation. So, marriage may not be the purpose of God for our life, but marriage is an intention, designed, orchestrated by God himself.